What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. So as we know, a couple days ago, Shams tweeted out that the Pelicans are very interested in trading up in the draft in order to select Scoot Henderson. And yesterday we did a Zion Williamson Hornets rebuild, and today we're literally just doing the other side of the coin, a Scoot Henderson New Orleans Pelicans rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. YouTube tells me that 63% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you do fall into that 60%, want to change that, that'll be amazing. Thank you so much for that. Now, I didn't do the exact same trade that I did yesterday. I changed it up just a little bit, but it's still kind of the same premises. So this is the trade that we did to make it happen. Zion in pick 14 for Hayward for salary purposes, in pick number 2 in order to draft Scoot Henderson with the second overall selection. So that is a trade that we did. Now, I don't know whether this would actually happen. It sounds like the Pelicans are very interested in getting Scoot Henderson, and it might cost them whether it's Brandon Ingram or Zion. And you can make your argument to trade one or the other. Both of them have availability issues. Obviously, Zion is worse a little bit, and then the off-court stuff that's been happening with him as well. There's a lot of things just associated with the two stars in New Orleans, which is why I kind of understand, along with the CBA being a problem as well, why they're looking into this and potentially trying to trade up in the draft in order to get Scoot Henderson. And we've been talking about Scoot Henderson a lot on this channel because he's just been kind of the prize that's been dangled. Whether Portland will get him at 3, obviously they have Dame, so they might trade him. There's just a lot going on with Scoot Henderson, and we keep talking about him. But probably going to be that way until the draft, I guess. Regardless, Scoot Henderson, of course, took him with the second overall selection. If you look at the team now, this is what we're looking like. With Zion gone, we now have Brandon Ingram, which once again, they may trade Brandon Ingram instead. Charlotte has the GM that drafted Brandon Ingram when he was on the Lakers and Mitch Kupchak, so maybe he would value Brandon Ingram, or the Hornets are not interested at all, and then who knows? So obviously, like I said, this isn't exactly happening. This is just for entertainment purposes. Regardless, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Joe Val, Scoot Henderson, Trey Murphy, Herb Jones, Gordon Hayward, Jose Alvarado, Larry Nance, Will Gomez, Najee Marshall, Josh Richardson, and the rest, of course, is as followed. But this Pelicans rebuild is going to be a little bit different today, and I'll show you why as we keep going forward with the video. Regardless, for this first offseason, I'm of course going to accept every single one of these. There's no reason to let any of these guys go. But as we get further in the video, you'll understand why this one's going to be a little bit different than the ones we've done in the past. Because as we know, New Orleans is usually just an overpowered squad, and it's tough to take them down. But with Zion gone, that might change some things. And he's in Charlotte now. Like I said, we did that rebuild yesterday. So Jackson Hayes is a free agent. I definitely have interest in bringing him back. I don't like him as the power forward, obviously, but as a backup center, we will bring him back for that. But I don't really plan on doing anything in free agency. This team is already so deep, there's really no need to do that. So what we will be doing, though, is moving some positions around. So like CJ is going to have to move to the 2 because I do want to start with Scoot Henderson immediately. And then Herb Jones is going to have to move to the 3. And Brandon Ingram is going to have to move to the 4. So it's going to be something like that where our new lineup is going to shake up just a little bit. But obviously, this isn't going to be starting 5 throughout the video. Things will change. And then I am going to just resign Jackson Hayes. And I think that's going to be it for this offseason. So not a whole lot going on in this offseason. But at the trade deadline, we're going to get busy. So I'm going to resign Jackson Hayes. That way we get him back in New Orleans. That way he's going to be a piece that we could have. Or we can trade if we need to as well. So that's just going to be an option we can have. I'll move him to the 5, and he'll continue to progress, hopefully. So let's go to player progression. And this is going to look really bad because I know CJ, Ingram, and then like Larry Nance are going to go down. So yeah, Ingram's down because he moved his position. Joe Val is down. McCollum is down 3. McCollum just regresses like crazy in this game, unfortunately. Gordon Hayward, on the other hand, he's not a big piece of what we're doing here. He was literally just in that trade for salary purposes. I don't even plan on putting him in the rotation, to be honest with you. Dustin Daniels is up 2. We know how much he progressed in this game, so we definitely want to get that going. And then you got Hernan Gomez, Jackson Hayes up 2. So a lot of progression and also a lot of regression. But some things will change at the trade deadline with the squad. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have a very fun idea today. So let's get into this next season. Let's load the correct draft class first, and we can look at this rotation all together. We can change it, and at the deadline, there'll be even more changes. So power rank is going to land us at 26. So usually New Orleans is obviously way up there, and this team is just super good. But I have a feeling with Zion gone and just some other things, this team might just start to struggle just a little bit, which is why we'll make the changes we need to at the deadline. But this is your starting 5 right now, and I'm totally cool with that. Trey Murphy as a 6-man, I love as well. I do love Trey Murphy a lot, so hopefully we can continue to make him a huge part of what we're doing here. But Gordon Hayward is not going to be in the rotation at all. I don't need him in the rotation whatsoever. So I'm going to take Gordon Hayward out, and we'll give Dyson Daniels these minutes for that. And then I'm also going to take out I'm going to take out Jackson Hayes, I guess. Jackson Hayes is going to get taken out of the rotation, and Dyson Daniel or Jose Alvarado will play these minutes. And then I want to give more minutes to like Scoot Henderson up here. Then let's give BI some minutes. And then Trey Murphy's getting 32, which I'm fine. As you'll find out, I'm a big Trey Murphy fan, so that's totally cool with me. Ingram, and then we'll go Scoot and something like that. So that will be our rotation for this year. I am going to mess with the mentorship programs a little bit, but I don't know how many people will be keeping. So let's just see. So let's see. They might even have some mentorships here already. I want Trey Murphy to be mentored, so I'm going to have him mentored by Brandon Ingram, even though this isn't going to be the best approach, but we're going to go something like that because I want Trey Murphy to progress. I want Dyson Daniels, even though he obviously is already really good, or he's going to progress like crazy as it is, but I still am going to have him, developed by CJ McCollum, or mentored, I should say. And I think that's going to be it. We don't need Scoot Henderson because he'll develop like crazy as it is, but we're going to run with this season, or with this rotation for this season. Shot tendencies, got Brandon Ingram at 85. I'll push that up maybe just a little bit. Herb Jones, I definitely want him, maybe taking a few more shots, although he's kind of our point of attack defender. And then Joe Val is fine. CJ, maybe just like an 85. Scoot Henderson's fine. Trey Murphy, I want you just absolutely lighting up. This man can score. He can shoot. So I want Trey Murphy shooting the hell out of the ball. So we'll run with that. I'll see you guys at the deadline where we plan on making major... Well, I guess it kind of depends on how the season's going. But I have a feeling this team is going to struggle and we're going to make major changes. So as I kind of figured, we're struggling. 19-35 on the season. I don't think this team would be that bad, but something about this roster 2K just doesn't like. So I want to make some changes here. First and foremost, I want to get rid of CJ McCollum. I love CJ McCollum, of course. I'm a Blazers fan. I loved him when he was in Portland. But in 2K, he sucks, man. He goes down in overall like crazy. It gets worse by the day. So I'm going to trade him while we can, while he's an 81 overall. He's still shooting really well from 3, and he's still averaging 16 points per game. So he's still a valuable piece. But like I said, he starts to hit the regression rate like crazy, and I can't have him here. So he's on a 3-year deal. We're going to try to move him, and I have an idea of what team we'll send him to. Obviously, this team has been looking to get one of a Portland point guard, but instead they can have a former Portland shooting guard, and that is CJ McCollum. So CJ to Miami for Kyle Lowry and a first-round pick. Sounds good to me. We take on Kyle Lowry's expiring. Get a first-round pick for CJ. That's a done deal in my opinion. Sorry, CJ. You have to go. So CJ is gone. I don't think I'll be making any more changes here at the deadline. That's the biggest thing I want to do is get rid of CJ McCollum's contract. Brandon Ingram, he's not safe either. Now, I'm not going to trade him here, but in the offseason, I have an idea in mind on what I want to do with Brandon Ingram. I want to blow this team up, basically. I want to go a different direction just because the stars in New Orleans have been unreliable in Ingram and Zion with health and availability issues. Ingram, like I said, is not as bad, obviously, but we're going to be making a major change in the offseason as well, so just be prepared for it. Dyson Daniels will step up into the starting 5, and then this will be a rotation for the rest of the season. They want to throw Gordon Hayward out there. You know what? That's totally fine. We can have Gordon Hayward in there. He's probably going to help us tank even further. So let's keep simulating. Let's see how we do. 9-35. I don't expect a turnaround. Hopefully we don't. And let's see if we finish with a decent record or if we're going to be in the lottery again, which I'd be fine with that. So as I said, we did not make the playoffs, unfortunately. We were just a bad team. Not good in the simulation whatsoever. So Brandon Ingram with 21, Scoot Henderson with 20, Trey Murphy with 15.5, which I love to see. Herb Jones with 14, 12 from Joe Val, and 11 from Dyson Daniels. Basically, my plan is to have Scoot Henderson and Dyson Daniels as the backcourt going forward, with Trey Murphy and Herb Jones being our starting forwards, because I am high on both Trey Murphy and Herb Jones. I think both of them are the real deal. I really wanted one of them in the CJ McCollum trade. Obviously, that never happened, but I love both of them. So I think New Orleans has a couple really good forwards. I mean, even if they want to just have these guys keep going off the bench or start at times, they're still in a really good spot. So that is my game plan, basically. We're probably going to trade Brandon Ingram this offseason, and we're going to see what Herb Jones and Trey Murphy can do as starting forwards. So we got Boston and Minnesota. You're going to have the Celtics going to win the championship. So draft lottery time is going to be important because I don't know where we'll land in the lottery because I do have my eyes set on a certain guy in this lottery. Now, I don't even know where we're projected to be, but I have Brandon Ingram as a trade chip if needed. So we're projected the 5th overall pick, so we'll see what happens here. Let's see what happens. We get pick number 8 and 9. Okay, so we have pick 8 and 9, and the Knicks get the number 1 overall pick, which actually is kind of perfect because, in my opinion, the Knicks, which is via Dallas, by the way, the Knicks are in a good position to be a team looking for a star to help them right now. So if I could throw them Brandon Ingram, pick 8 and 9 to get number 1, I think that's something the Knicks would definitely be okay with. So that is the offer we're about to go send to New York. That way we can bring in the other piece of the puzzle that I think is going to work perfectly here for this Pelicans squad. Okay, so I changed my mind. We're not actually going to be trading with the Knicks because I would have to take Julius Randle back, which I don't really want to do. So instead, I'll be making this offer to the Spurs who have pick number 2. I'm okay with either guy that follows me at pick 2. There's a guy I have in mind that I think would fit better, but hey, if the other guy follows me, that's fine too. So Ingram pick 8 and 9 for number 2 overall. Ingram is an expiring contract, which makes it a little bit more risky, but they should accept that. So we have the number 2 overall pick in the draft now. So back-to-back years, we trade up to get pick number 2. Now, is that gonna happen? Definitely, probably not. We have pick 2 and 23 via the Lakers as well. So let's jump in and see what the Knicks decide to do. They get Justin Edwards, which is totally fine for me. So I know I could take Matt, and he's probably the best player in this draft. I totally get that. But I'm going to go with Xavier Booker. I think him as a new center for this Pelicans team is going to be absolutely perfect. Again, I know you should draft for talent more than fit, but this is only 2K, so we don't have to worry about that too much, and we know that a guy is going to be guaranteed to be good. So Booker will be our brand new center over Joe Val, and he's going to fit Scoot Henderson's timeline. We can draft another center if we need to, but that's going to probably be unnecessary. So Trey White, Jan Vaden, we can draft another forward just because we got rid of Ingram and Zion in back-to-back years, and then we'll take Skylar Clark in this last round. So just like that, we make our major move. We get Xavier Booker at the center position for us. Again, I know we could have drafted the shooting guard with Matt, and maybe we could play him at center because he's 6'11", but it's fine. Xavier Booker, Trey White, Skylar Clark, I'll accept all of those. Player options, Trey Murphy, Alvarado, and Dyson Daniels are all free agents. Plus, our team is actually really cheap now as well. So Herb Jones, big free agent sign. We need to bring back Kira Lewis as well, but we'll figure it out. So free agency, I don't think it gives me the bird rights on Herb Jones for whatever reason. Of course, not bringing back Hayward. That makes no sense. But Herb Jones, I want to take care of early and often. That way we don't have to worry about him leaving us somehow. But I think I have to wait till after restricted free agency. He's going to get paid. So let's just wait till after moratorium, and then we can bring him back, and that'll be perfect. So let's re-sign Herb Jones, and our new starting 5 is going to be very, very interesting. So I'm going to give him a 4-year deal, say $25 million for 4 years. I think that's definitely something we could see happening. Maybe a little cheaper than that, but this is what your team would look like now. So to be Scoot Henderson, Jose Alvarado is your backup. You have Dyson Daniels, who's going to hit a crazy development stride. As we know, he's kind of a cheat code. Herb Jones is your new 3. Trey Murphy is your 5. And then I got to move Booker to a center position because he'll be our brand new 5 going forward, and he'll develop nicely as well for us. And then you'll have Larry Nance, who can mentor him, and you'll have Jackson Hayes as someone we can have back him up for the future. So yeah, it's going to be perfect. I have it all in my head that I think this is going to work. So the only other thing we need to do is we need to get a backup forward because I don't like the backup forwards that we have right now. I'm not going to sound like a crazy... I mean, we might even just have free agents that we could bring in. There's like Najee Marshall here. Yeah, Marshall would be fine as a backup forward for us. So I'll sign him. Probably should get someone a little bit better as well. I guess I'm not bringing back Joe Val, which is fine. And is there anyone else that can make some sense off the bench, like Kenrich Williams or Grant Williams off the bench, or even like an Obi Toppin? Like any of that's going to work out for me. So I'll go with Obi Toppin to come off the bench for us. I'll give him like a 2-year 1+1 team option, and he'll be a nice bench piece for us. So that should be it for us. I think we'll be good, and I'm very, very excited about what this team could do next season. Play progression should treat us very well here. So Liddell is back, Sebron is back, so is Kyra Lewis. But you got Scoot Henderson up to an 86, Herb Jones up to an 83, Trey Murphy up to an 81, Dyson Daniels up to an 81, and then Alvarado, Jackson Hayes, Kyra Lewis. So, and then Booker, of course, we got to let him keep developing as much as we can, and eventually he'll turn into a stud as well. My goal for this season is to be a play-in team. I think we definitely have the ability to do just that. I don't see why we couldn't be a play-in team at least this season. Maybe we're not. Maybe that's too wishful thinking, and we're not going to even be close, but I have a feeling we could do it. So Power Ranking lands is 12. So like I said, I think we can be a play-in team this year. So Scoot Henderson, Dyson Daniels, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy. They want to start Larry Nance, but I'm going to start Xavier Booker right away. So Larry Nance, I mean, if I got to take out the rotation entirely, I don't love doing it to you, but I will. So I want Booker to start. So Toppin, Kyra Lewis, Alvarado, Jackson Hayes, that's perfect. And then Henderson, Dyson Daniels, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy as our starting 5. I love, and then Booker as that new 5. And then one other thing I want to do is, like I said, that mentorship program. Let's go with Xavier Booker being mentored by Larry Nance. That way we can help him develop as quickly as possible. So limitless takeoff, posterizer, and then let's go pogo stick, something like that. And is there anyone that can develop maybe Trey Murphy a little bit more? Not really. We don't really have that. But one other thing I want to look at before we get this season going is shot tendencies. So Scoot Henderson's great. Trey Murphy, I want that even higher. I want Trey Murphy to be the second scorer on this team, low-key. But Dyson Daniels might take that just because of how good he is. But let's see what happens, man. Can we be a play-in team this year? I have a feeling we will be. Proficiency is going to be a 3.5 balance. Could be 3. Yeah, we'll go to a 3.5 balance system. So let's simulate this season. Let's see how year number 2 goes with no Zion, no Ingram, and no CJ. So unfortunately, I may have been a little too optimistic. We didn't even make the playoffs. We weren't in the play-in, literally nothing. We ended up finishing at 30-52. So not great by any means, but it's okay. We're kind of in a, a different echelon right now of this team. We're trying to figure it out, but we definitely have a direction set. I feel like we can get a better center if we wanted to, if we didn't want to wait on Booker. Not saying he did anything wrong, because he averaged 13 and 7 and 2 blocks, which is what I wanted out of my center position. Trey Murphy was 17. I wanted him to be that guy, and he was for us. So Trey Murphy was 17 on 40% shooting from 3. Love it, but let's see who wins the championship. And we got more work to do, which is totally fine. We got the Atlanta Hawks Celtics. We got Cavaliers losing to the Celtics, and got Jazz Celtics. And you're going to have the Celtics go on to win in 6. Retirements, Thaddeus Young, Kyle Lowry, both retiring on the Nets, along with Blake Griffin. So I guess the Nets just grabbed every player that was going to retire this year. But draft lottery, I don't even know if we have our pick this year. Let's see, and we do. It's projected pick 5, and we also have a Milwaukee pick that's projected pick 6. And we do not jump up at all. But we have 7 and 8. Once again, didn't we have 7 and 8 last year? That's kind of funny. But regardless, we are going to, I don't know. Do we want to draft a couple guys in this draft? I think so. I think at this point, we're going to kind of have to. We probably will bring in another head coach as well. Tyronn Lue is always a good get in 2K, but I didn't give enough money, which kind of sucks. But I'll get someone. So we're going to get a new head coach, and then we'll go from there. I kind of want to be good next year, so I'm going to try to get Jarrett Allen from the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, I want to be patient with Booker, but at the same time, I want to be a playoff team next year. Now, I don't really want to draft more rookies on this team, so 8 and 9, Trey White for Jarrett Allen. What do they say? They agree. So just like that, we got Jarrett Allen on the Pelicans, and I want to add more rookies. And Jarrett Allen's on a really good contract, only making $20 million right now. I'm going to accept Obi Toppin as well. I think he's a fine backup forward for us. And qualifying offers, Easy Liddell, Trey Murphy. Of course, got to resign Trey Murphy. But Booker as a backup center is going to be perfect. We do have enough money to sign like Giannis, or we could have if I didn't sign Jarrett Allen, or trade for Jarrett Allen. But it's fine. It's fine. I don't think I would have brought him in anyway. But Trey Murphy, 1,000%. Got to bring him back. Alvarado, I'm going to resign as well. On top of that, I'm not going to renounce Trey Murphy, obviously. That makes literally no sense. So let's go ahead and make sure we get Trey Murphy or Alvarado back. And then Trey Murphy will resign to a similar type contract we got with Herb Jones, although it'd be a little bit cheaper and more years. So Trey Murphy's going to sign that 5-year deal. We're locked into those two forwards who aren't going to make a ton of money. I mean, $20 million is a steal at this point. But Scoot Henderson, Alvarado, Dyson Daniels, Herb Jones, Najee Marshall, Trey Murphy, Obi Toppin, and then Jarrett Allen, and then Xavier Booker, which I feel bad about having Xavier Booker hitting the bench, but it's going to work. So let's go to player progression now, and I'm expecting, once again, I predicted it last year, did not happen. Let's hope that we make the play-in at the very least. Or, I mean, actually, better thinking would be a playoff team entirely, because Dyson is up to an 86. We got Jarrett Allen in here who's going to lock down the defense down low, and then Booker is up to a 78. So, yeah, I'm kind of glad we traded for Jarrett Allen, because as much as I like Booker, he's not progressing as much as I would like. It's only year 1, though, so I can't be too impatient. But Herb Jones up to an 84, Daniels up to an 86, and Scoot Henderson is a 91, of course. So next year, I think we make the playoffs. I really do. I think this team is definitely capable of doing so. Jarrett Allen is a really good get for this team, and we stole him from Cleveland on top of that, which is going to be really nice as well. But let's make sure we load the correct draft class. I think it's the 2026 at this point. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's going to be 2026. I loaded the wrong draft class last video. But with Jarrett Allen being brought in, power ranking landers at literally 2nd overall. So they must like something about this team, and hopefully it translates to a good sim. Scoot Henderson, Dyson Daniels, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Jarrett Allen, Jackson Hayes, Jose Alvarado, Xavier Booker, Obi Toppin. I'm going to simulate this season. Proficiency is a 4-star balance. I guess we have to move Jackson Hayes to the 4. That's fine as well, because obviously we do have Booker already as a backup 5. So either way, it doesn't really matter too much. Or you could have Booker playing the 4 as well, because it looks like his shooting has progressed a little bit. So he might be better there. So regardless, doesn't matter too much. Let's simulate this year. Let's see how we do. And hopefully we're back to being a team in the playoffs. Maybe a top team in the West. We'll see. Giannis wins MVP representing the Knicks. Dylan Harper, Rookie of the Year in Miami. Markelle Fultz, 6-man in Dallas. Victor Wembanyama, rookie or defensive player. Sorry, it's not Rookie Year anymore. Rupert is your most improved on the Charlotte Hornets. Clifford, Coach of the Year, 57-25. Of course, you got Zion and LaMelo, I believe, so that's kind of warranted at that point. And Jacob Park on the Celtics, your executive. Here's your All-NBA first team. I'm going to assume we get Scoot. Yeah, Scoot Henderson makes an All-NBA second team. Love to see that. And then you got LaMelo Ball. Do you got Zion? Yeah, Zion and LaMelo, of course, making All-NBA teams for them. Dyson Daniels is on your all-defensive first team, which is great. I love to see that. And we are the third seed in the West. So I said that eventually things were going to go our way, and they finally did. You had 28 and 10 from Scoot Henderson, 19, which is 20 from Dice Daniels, almost averaging a triple-double, 16 from Trey Murphy, 15 from Jarrett Allen with 9 rebounds and a block, Herb Jones with 13, Booker with 11 and 6 and a block off the bench as well, 8 from Jackson Hayes, 5 from Toppin, and then 5 from Alvarado. So all around, we are a very good team, and now it is time to see if we're ready to take that next step, which is only literally the first step getting the playoffs, so who knows. We get to play Denver, who of course just won the championship in real life, so who knows. They got the same starting 5 other than no longer have KCP instead of Zaire Williams at that 2 spot, which it would be very interesting if Zaire Williams could develop into something in this league, because as we know, in Memphis, he hasn't done too much. Something to occur around against Denver, and we are going to beat them in 5. So we take care of business, get out of round 1, and now we get to play the Thunder. So the Thunder, they have Shea, Giddey, Okoro, which is a nice get for them, Jalen Williams, Chet, Ian Jackson, Baisley, Mac, LeBron James, or Bronny James, Proctor, and then Jared Butler. So definitely a very good team in Oklahoma City. Nothing is guaranteed. We're starting Jackson Hayes, I guess, right now, which whatever. It worked last round. Game 1, we're up 1-0, beat them by 27. Shea with 37. 42 and 8 from Scoot, so it does not matter. Game 2, they even it up. Game 3, 2-1. Game 4, 3-1. Are we moving on to the conference finals? The first year we get to the playoffs, we are. And we get to play the Spurs, which is interesting, as we know, we gave them Brandon Ingram, which is he coming off the bench for this team, or is he gone already? I guess he's gone already. Oh yeah, I guess we traded him last year, so yeah, he didn't stay with New Orleans, or not New Orleans. He didn't stay with the Spurs, but they've drafted very well. Nick Smith, Malachi Brenham, Keldon Johnson, so on. Like, all these guys have developed very nicely for this team. So shout out to the Spurs. Game 1, though, should be a fun one. Game 1, down 1-0. Game 2, we even it up. Game 3, 2-1. I'm going to fix my starting 5 if Jackson Hayes is still out there. I definitely... Ooh, they want to start Booker. Don't know if that's going to make a difference. Can we even it up here? Game 4, nope. And we're going to lose in 5, aren't we? Nope, we're not done just yet. Can we force a Game 7 back to New Orleans? And we can win a Game 7 in front of our home fans to punch our ticket to the NBA Finals. Back and forth game. We got them on the ropes here. Can we finish up, though? And we do. 119 and 107. And we're going to a Game 7. They want to fix the rotation a little bit. Trey Murphy's back in the starting 5, which I think is exactly how I want it. So here we go. Game 7 to get to the finals in front of these New Orleans fans. Can we take care of business? Come on, baby. Dig deep. We do not have the lead right now, but we're right in punching distance. Come on, take that lead. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hang on to it, though. We're in the literally last few minutes of this game. 1:25 left. 111 and 107. It's jump in territory to watch what happens. So we've jumped in, and I first noticed that this lineup is very weird, but then I realized Scoot Henderson fouled out. So that's going to be a problem in a win or go home situation. Our boy Scoot Henderson is out of the game. That is not a good sign, but we're down 4. We have the ball. We need a score here very badly. Trey Murphy is going to take the ball, pass it to Hayes, W pick and roll. W pick and roll. That was amazing. 111 to 109. And Jackson Hayes is shooting 86% from the field in this game, or in this game. So Keldon Johnson being guarded by Herb Jones. We definitely trust that. Herb Jones is a fantastic perimeter defender. Now, can we stop them from getting a bucket here? They're going to pass to Zeke Naji, who shoots a midi. He's going to make it. Would have loved a little bit more defense there, but that's okay. Trey Murphy, you're going to have the ball again. Let's see what we decide to do. I do like Trey Murphy handling the ball here, though. Let's see what he does. Going to get a night. Ooh, for 3. Trey Murphy, not going to go in. We might have come short in Game 7. That is so unfortunate. They're going to pass it to Jeremy Sohan, who's wide open if he wants it. And that might be our ticket of going home. We go to a Game 7 in the conference finals, come up short. You have to wonder if Scoot Henderson didn't foul out. Would we have had a chance here? Let's get a screen. Let's see if we can hit a 3. Maybe this isn't over yet. If we can hit a 3, that'd be big. Alvarado, punch it to Daniels. Daniels can't do much. We're literally just draining the clock at this point. Shoot a 3 or something. Gets a screen. Gonna shoot a mid-range instead. He makes it, but that's game over. So 111 to 115. We have unfortunately come up short in Game 7 of the conference finals, but it's still a very good sign of what this team was capable of. So you got the Magic versus the Spurs in the NBA Finals, and you got the Spurs going on with the championship. We came up 1 game short. I mean, at this point, I think it's time to just kind of run it back. We might even have a lottery pick here. We got the #1 overall pick in this draft, which is just insane. So we get to add whoever we want in this draft with a nice bench piece of a #1 overall pick. So that makes Obi Toppin way more expendable. We don't need to bring him back. So yeah, this is going to be nice. We get a guy, the #1 overall pick under 4-year team control because of that Bucks trade with Drew Holiday, which I have to wonder if these picks are even correct. Because we've had the Bucks pick. Well, I guess it could have been a pick swap. Never mind. So yeah, look at all the picks we have, man. It's absolutely insane. Regardless, let's go straight to draft night. And Let's draft who we're getting at number 1. I actually have no idea who the best player in this draft is, so let me take a look at that. So Cameron Boozer. Oh yeah, we get to add Cameron Boozer to this team. Yeah, that's just a W in itself. So Cameron Boozer, welcome to New Orleans, and you'll be Obi Toppin's new replacement. So Cameron Boozer might even start at the 4 spot at this point. Henderson, Booker will accept both of those, and then qualifying offers. Daniels, we'll bring him back, of course, and then we'll have to figure out what we're gonna do with the rest of the rotation. But Dyson Daniels, Jarrett Allen, Jackson Hayes. So obviously, there's no point of bringing back Jackson Hayes at this point because Booker can move to that backup 5 spot. We're bringing back Jarrett Allen. Wow, our bench is really non-existent right now, but we'll figure it out. So Booker go to the center. Scoot Henderson, Herb Jones, but okay, that's all good. Nothing is gonna change there. But free agency, Dyson Daniels we're bringing back. Jarrett Allen, I'm gonna have to bring back as well. He definitely is going to get a lot of money. It's telling me, hey, renounce everybody you see. No, thank you. I'm not doing that. So let's make sure we get Jarrett Allen back, and then we can re-sign Dyson Daniels. Take care of that. Then we'll figure out what we need to do from there. So Daniel's going to get a bag as well, but we're literally on the verge of winning a championship, so this is going to work out. So just sign the contract so I can stop having to do this. Just sign it. There we go. Dang, so annoyed by that. Okay, now what do we need to do? So we got a backup point guard in Alvarado. We got Dyson Daniels. We got Herb Jones. We got Boozer, Trey Murphy, Jarrett Allen, Booker. So we need to sign a forward. That's about it. So a forward on this team, or not a forward, because we need a shooting guard, a wing. That's what we need, a shooting guard or a small forward. So shooting guards, we got Luke Kennard, Chris Duarte, Clarkson, or we can go Hamidou Diallo off the bench, or Lou Dort. Lou Dort's perfect. Lou Dort is actually, I like that. So Lou Dort, bring him in, and that should be good. So Lou Dort's our new bench piece, and then we can have 2K just kind of flip the rest. We'll bring back Najee Marshall as well. Why not? So go with that. I'm going to this next season with the expectation of probably being able to win the championship, because progression should just be on our side again here. So let's see. Henderson's up to a 94. Dyson's up to an 88. Booker's up to an 82. So overall, things are looking very, very good. Let's go into next season with the expectation we're about to bring a championship to New Orleans. Scoot Henderson comes out and wins the MVP award this year. So yeah, as you can tell, this season just went very, very well for us. Now, we didn't get coach of the year, which is kind of unfortunate, and I thought that would be us, but it's not. I think we won 63 games. Maybe we won a little bit less than that. But Scoot Henderson, of course, All-NBA first team. Doubt we have anything else here, but do get Dyson Daniels making all-defensive first team as well. And Henderson makes all-defensive second team. And yeah, so overall looking very good. First seed in the West. We went 63-19 on the season. If you take a look at the player stats for this year, you had 28 from Scoot, 19 from Dyson Daniels, 15 from Trey Murphy, 14.5 from Booker, 13.5 from Boozer, and then 13 from Jarrett Allen, 9 rebounds and a block. Herb Jones with 11. So overall, here we go. We need to go on to win this championship. We get Minnesota in round 1. I expect to get back to the conference finals at the very least. So let's go ahead and just my current round against Minnesota. If we get eliminated in round 1, I will be a very upset man, but thankfully that did not happen. Now we get to play the Mavericks, who got Luka, Joshua Primo. Wow, that's a name I haven't seen in a very long time. Demontis Sabonis, Christian Wood is still there, and Malik Monk. I know Luka's unstoppable, but our team is borderline really good. So please don't lose to Luka in round. All right, it's very close. We're going to game 7 against Luka and the Mavericks. Just please blow them out, though. Please don't lose to the Mavericks in game 7. The fact that we're even in game 7 with them is really annoying, but that's just Luka for you. So not too surprised, but thankfully we take care of business and we're back to playing. This time the Thunder. Now we beat this team last year, but Ian Jackson is up to an 87 overall now. They had Miles Turner. So yeah, this could be a different story. I like our lineup against theirs, but they have a good team as well. So you never really know. Game 1, 1-0 lead for Oklahoma City. Game 2, game 3. Wow. Well, the fact that that team couldn't beat the Thunder, there is no chance I'm ever beating the Thunder. Unless if Shea is on his expiring contract, which he might be, and he might just leave this team. And he is. Do I chance it and run it back? Yeah, I think I do. I think if Shea leaves, they're definitely going to get worse. So I'll go one more year. That's it. Thunder going to win the championship. They dominated. I have to hope Shea leaves. If Shea doesn't leave, I don't know if there'll be a point of this, but we have some picks in this lottery, and I'm not really too concerned about them, to be honest with you. I have the 4th overall pick. Our team is already so stacked as it is. I mean, you can add whatever you want. Let me make sure I load that draft class real quick, but I'll probably just run it back with the same team. So at the end of this season, we weren't as dominant. We got the 3rd seed in the West, 29 from Scoot Henderson with 12 assists. You got Dyson Daniels with 20, 15.5 from Cameron Boozer's up to an 87. I mean, overall, this team is just like, it looks unstoppable. 96, 90, 86, 87, 88, 83, 83, 79, and 79. We got Marcus Johnson through the draft, by the way. So that was actually perfect because we needed a backup 2 anyway. So happy with him being here. Regardless, got the 3rd seed in the West. This is the last season no matter what. We get to play Donovan Mitchell and the Kings in round 1. Also have Bam out of buyout. Similar current round. And we are going to beat them in 6. Okay. Now we get the Spurs, who obviously beat us in that very first conference finals round that we had. Now, can we beat them this time? Somebody current round, and no. So that is how the video will end, and the Thunder make it even without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. And do they dominate? And you got the Spurs actually getting back to the finals. Cavs versus Spurs. And the Cavs going to win the championship with Jalen Green as your finals MVP for the Cavaliers. So the league is just havoc. The further you get in 2K, you know how crazy it gets. But unfortunately, we couldn't bring New Orleans the championship today. We got stopped by the Spurs and the Thunder to get to our ultimate goal. I thought for sure this team would win it all, like easily. Fortunately, I was very, very wrong. But regardless, fun video still. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know if this will be the last time we talk about Scoot Henderson or do a rebuild around Scoot Henderson. It feels like I've done a lot of them, I know. But he's just been the prize that's been dangled right now, man. With New Orleans, or not New Orleans, with Charlotte being enamored by Brandon Miller. That could change. It could be smoke. Regardless, thank you for watching. As always, this is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.